All right, listeners, ready to dive into some crypto action today? We're going to be looking at BNB,
Sounds good.
specifically some recent analysis that's predicting maybe a price surge in BNB,
Mm-hmm.
just really digging into that.
Yeah, love it.
So BNB, for anyone who's maybe, just dipping their toes into the crypto waters,
Right.
BNB is the native token of Binance, which is one of the biggest crypto exchanges out there.
Huge exchange.
So yeah, it's kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
And so we've got some really interesting stuff to look at today. Some sources that suggest,
Yeah.
maybe things are going to be heating up for BNB. So we'll see if we can,
Yeah.
get some clues about the future here.
Absolutely.
So one of the first things that jumped out to me was all this talk about the $600 to $5 price level.
Right.
I don't know if you've been seeing that too.
Absolutely. I mean, that's a key level that a lot of analysts are watching right now. And it's really interesting because it's acted as what we call a support level. So think of it like this. Imagine you've got a trampoline and you're bouncing on it. Every time you come down, you hit that trampoline and you bounce back up.
Okay.
Well, the $605 level has been kind of like that trampoline for BNB. Every time the prices dip down towards that level, it's bounced back up.
So it's like buyers are...
Exactly. It shows that there's strong buying interest at that level.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
So like if I'm a trader and I see it dipping down close to 605, I'm thinking,
Yeah.
maybe it's a good time to buy.
You might be thinking, hey, this is a good opportunity to jump in.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so it's not just like some random number that we pulled out of a hat.
No, no, no. This is something that traders are watching very closely.
Gotcha. Okay, so we've got that, and then on top of that, there's some technical indicators that are suggesting,
Yes.
maybe we are seeing some upward momentum.
Exactly.
So two of the ones that I kept seeing were the RSI and the 100-day SMA.
Two very important indicators.
Yeah, maybe we should like back up for a second and just make sure that everyone's on the same page.
Sure.
Like, not everyone who listens is a hardcore trader.
Of course.
So like when we say RSI, what are we even talking about?
So the RSI stands for Relative Strength Index. And basically, it's a measure of momentum. It tells us how strong the price movements are and in what direction.
So like if the RSI is really high, that means...
That means the price is moving up very strongly. And it could be a sign that things are getting a little bit overheated.
Yep.
On the other hand, if the RSI is very low, it could mean that the price is moving down strongly and maybe it's oversold.
Got it.
Now, in the case of BNB, we've seen the RSI steadily climbing, which suggests that there is growing buying pressure.
Okay, so that's like another little piece of the puzzle.
Exactly.
Pointing in that upward direction.
Right.
Okay. And what about the 100-day SMA? What is that all about?
So the 100-day SMA stands for Simple Moving Average, and it's basically the average closing price of BNB over the past 100 days.
Okay.
So it helps us to smooth out those day-to-day fluctuations and see the bigger trend.
Okay.
Now, when the current price crosses above the 100-day SMA, it's often seen as a bullish signal, meaning that the price is likely to continue moving up.
Okay. So we've got the support level at 605. We've got the RSI climbing.
Yeah.
We might have a bullish crossover with the 100-day SMA.
Right.
I mean, does it seem like market sentiment is shifting?
It really does. And what's really interesting is that this potential price surge seems to be happening at the same time that we're seeing some really exciting developments in the Binance ecosystem.
Like what?
Well, one thing that's really been catching my eye is the growing adoption of Binance Smart Chain,
Okay.
which is a platform for decentralized applications.
Yeah.
So we're seeing more and more people using Binance Smart Chain, and that's driving demand for BNB because BNB is used to pay transaction fees on the network.
So it's not just like hype. It's
Yeah.
actually people using it.
Exactly. There's real utility behind BNB, and that's really important.
Okay. So that's really interesting. But, I always got to play devil's advocate here.
Sure.
Like, what if everybody's already expecting BNB to go up?
Right.
Doesn't that kind of like ruin it?
That's a very good point. And it's always a risk in markets. We call it a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Right.
If everybody expects the price to go up, they all rush in to buy, and that drives the price up. But then what happens when there's no more buying pressure?
Right. It could all come trashing down.
Exactly. So it's really important to distinguish between genuine demand that's driven by real-world use cases
Okay.
and speculative hype.
Right. So how do you do that? Like as an investor, how do I tell the difference?
Well, one key thing to watch is whether BNB can break through the $635 resistance level.
Okay. Another key level.
This is another important price point that's been identified by a lot of analysts.
So if it breaks through 635, I should buy.
Well, not so fast.
Okay.
Remember, investing always involves risk.
Right. Of course.
So it's important to be prudent. We want to see confirmation that the breakout is sustainable.
Okay.
So maybe we see the price break through 635 and then pull back a little bit,
Okay.
but then it holds at that 635 level as new support. That would be a much stronger signal.
Okay. So breaking through is like a good sign, but it's not.
It's not a guarantee.
Right. Got it.
And I have to emphasize, this is not financial advice.
Of course.
I'm not a financial advisor.
Right.
It's so important to do your own research. Consider your own risk tolerance. And if you're really serious about investing, maybe even talk to a financial advisor.
Yeah, that's always good advice.
Always good to get a professional opinion.
Okay. So BNB definitely seems like it has potential,
It does.
but, we got to be careful.
Absolutely.
Don't get swept up in the hype.
Right. It's important to stay grounded.
Right.
But I do think it raises an interesting question. Even if BNB's technicals are strong, could broader market trends in cryptocurrency impact its trajectory?
Yeah. I mean, nothing exists in a vacuum, right?
Exactly. Everything is connected.
Yeah.
Right.
So we'll have to see how that all plays out.
Absolutely.
Well, it sounds like we've uncovered some pretty good clues today
Yeah, I think so.
about BNB. But, only time will tell what really happens. So, everybody out there, thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
It's been a pleasure.
And until next time, stay curious.
Always stay curious.
All right.
Take care.